Hello everyone. Today in the social studies class we are going to study lesson number 4, ancient civilizations. Ancient civilizations of the world. Okay. So after the studying this chapter you learn about the great civilization of the world, that is Egypt, Mesopotamia and China, and also the art and architecture of the lifestyle of the different civilizations. Okay. So and also the political history of the Egypt, of Mesopotamia and the Harappan civilization, and also their contributions today we are going to study, and also the achievements of Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar and Roman civilization. These are we are going to study. It is very important lesson. Okay. Many other civilizations flourished in various parts of the world at the time of Indus Valley civilization. We can see the Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization and Chinese civilization in Asia and Africa. Children, for the humans to survive or to live, food, water, air and light are inevitable for any life to survive. No? Similarly, shelter and clothing also the basic necessities for mankind. Generally, we can get water and favorable weather condition on the banks of the rivers for leading life, isn't it? We need a basic needs. So, the prehistoric people settled on the banks of the rivers and later civilization prospered there. Hence, the river banks become the cradle of ancient civilizations. Cradle means Tottilu. So, the river banks became the cradles of ancient civilizations. They started from the river bank only, their civilizations. Okay. Egyptian civilizations on the banks of the river, and also the Mesopotamian civilization, it was started on the banks of the Euphrates and Tigris. Chinese civilization on the banks of the Huanghe and Sikiam, and Harappan civilization on the banks of the river Indus came into existence, where the civilizations was existence means these rivers. Okay, these all the rivers, keep it in your mind, it is all these all are very important. So the first Egyptian civilization, that is Egyptian civilization. Now we are going to study. Egypt is the first civilization of the ancient world. No, generally all the civilization have originated in the river valleys. The Egyptian civilization could take birth due to the presence of the river Nile. Yes, no? Yes. The Nile is regarded as the longest river in the world, and it is a major north flowing river in Africa, which joins the Mediterranean Sea. If the Nile had not flown through Egypt, it would have been a desert. Yes or no? If no water means it become a desert only. So Egypt, if not there in Egypt, Nile is not there in Egypt means it would have been a desert. So thus Egypt is considered as the gift of Nile. Okay. Children, you have to search where the Mediterranean Sea and Nile River were flowing. Nile River and Mediterranean Sea, you have to check in atlas. Okay. What are the contributions of Egyptians means? The Egyptians were expert farmers. They knew a lot about irrigation. They had built temples. They invented the calendar, which has helped to help us to measure the time. They only invented calendars. Okay. More than anything else, they had mastered the art of writing. It was a symbolic language. It consists of the small drawings and had been called as a hieroglyphics, means sacred writings. Hieroglyphics, that is only they will show in the picture only. Okay. And we have to learn about the Nile River, means Nile Valley. Every rainy season, the Nile River would transform the Nile Valley into a huge lake. After the valley dried up in summer, a fertile layer of the clay soil would form the grazing field, and neighboring agricultural lands also they used. This fertile land provided food for the population of the first town in the area. Not all the agricultural regions were in the valley. Okay. Hence, it was through small canals and wells that they were responsible for the development of the complex system of irrigation throughout the land. So, it is surrounding areas and all, it is fertile land. It is very useful for the agriculture. And if we study about the political history of Egyptian civilization, means Egypt witnessed the rise of political dynasties about 5400 years ago. Imagine that 5400 years ago they followed the political, means they in that time only political means Rajakiya. So the kings of Egypt were called as a pharaohs. Pharaohs means a person who lives in a palatial house. Okay. Pharaoh means a person who lives in a palatial house, and the peasants who had accepted the rule of powerful of Orisis. Okay. Now accepted the rule of pharaohs also. Pharaohs too. Okay. Pharaohs means a person who lives in a palatial house. Menes was the first pharaoh. His capital was Memphis. Among all the pharaohs after Menes, Khufu, Amenhotep and Thomas were prominent. Okay, these were the rulers who ruled Egypt. Who were, remember that, Menes, Khufu, Amenhotep, Thomas. Okay. The largest pyramid of Giza is called as a Great Pyramid of Khufu, which was built by Khufu only. Who built the pyramid means Khufu. Amenhotep expanded his kingdom and established an empire by his conquests. And Thutmose I was the greatest conqueror among all the later pharaohs. And Thutmose I's daughter Hatshepsut came to power after him and came to be known as the first empress of the world. Underline that. First empress of the world. Empire means Samrajya. Emperor means who ruling that empire. Means king or ruler. Okay. Empress means female. Okay. Emperor means male ruler. Empress means female ruler. Okay. So Hatshepsut is considered as the first empress of the world. Her father name is Thutmose first. Okay. Finally, about 2300 years ago, Alexander the Great conquered Egypt. He appointed his military general Ptolemy as his representative. Later, Ptolemy declared himself the king of Egypt and established the Ptolemaic dynasty. The popular queen Cleopatra was the last ruler of this dynasty. Who is the last ruler means Cleopatra. Eventually, Egypt became a province of Rome. And what are the contributions of Egypt's civilization means? Wheat and barley were the food crops of the people of Egypt, and the water of Nile was used for the agriculture through canals, we studied. And the conditions of the slaves was very pathetic. Cruelly. Slaves means gulamru. So the condition of the slaves was very pathetic, and the large pyramids were possible because of these slaves only. They only built the pyramids. Slaves built the pyramids. Women were given important status in the society, and the people of Egypt believed in life after the death. Underline that. The people of Egypt believed in life after the death. So they preserved the dead bodies. After the death also they believed that life is there. So they preserved the dead body was called as a mummy. Mummy means it is a dead body. The dead body would be smeared with the various chemicals and wrapped with the thin cloth. And the entire body was in this way, they were preserved. The body was protected, that was called as a mummy. It would be kept in a specially designed coffin. The grave was considered that a true place for the Egyptian. Hence, all around the dead body items needed for the daily use, and small dolls of a cook means aata samangalu, small dolls of a cook and barber would be kept to fulfill all the future needs. Okay, they will kept in the coffin only, means in that part of the body they will keep, no, in that box only they will keep these all things. The contributions we studied, no, in the ancient Egypt, each city had its own guardian goddess. Every city they have their guardian and also the guardian goddess. Okay, sun and rivers were considered and worshipped as a gods. They worshipped sun as a god. Okay, sun and also the rivers. The Egyptian script is known as a hieroglyphics, we studied, which means sacred writing. They used ink to write on papyrus, grass growing in river Nile. It is like a grass. Okay, they used ink to write on the papyrus grass. Okay, it was growing in the river Nile. They had enormous knowledge of geometry, which was used in building large pyramids. The large status of Sphinx is the most attractive Egyptian architecture. The Sphinx is an animal with the body of the lion and the head of a man. Underline that. It is very important. The questions also will be asked. The Sphinx, which means it was an animal with the body of a lion and the head of a man. Okay. And next we are going to study the Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamian civilization flourished in the area that lies in the valley between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in modern Iraq. Now Iran is there now, so it was present there only. In Greek, Mesopotamia means the land between the rivers. This region was ruled by Sumerians, Babylonians, Hittites, Assyrians and Neo-Babylonians. These were ruled this Mesopotamia. Okay. The political history of the Mesopotamian civilization will study means Sumerians were responsible for one of the first civilization in this region. Sumerian were the responsible for one of the first civilization in this region. After so many members came, Babylonians, Hittites, Assyrians and Neo-Babylonians, everyone came now. First means Sumerians. Ur, Kish and Lagash were the important city-states that flourished here. We now also will say Ur. No? Yes. Ur, Kish and Lagash were the important city-states that they flourished here. Okay. Sumerians used a uniform system of writing on wet clay slates. Mesopotamians were in contact with the Indians in that time only. And the Akkadians ruled after Sumerians. They were conquered and destroyed by the barbarians. Later, Amorites, another Semitic tribe, ruled from the Babylonia. They brought the Akkadian state under the control and established a large state. This is the political history of Mesopotamia. And if we study the important rulers, means Hammurabi. He is the famous and most famous king among Babylonians. He was the famous for his code of laws. It is very, very important. His code of laws is based on ideas like an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. It is the code of laws. Laws means rules and regulations, which was followed in Mesopotamia in the period of Hammurabi. Okay. Babylonians rule was followed by Kassite and Hittites races who ruled for some time. Okay. And next is Ashurbanipal. Assyrians defeated Hittites and ruled Mesopotamia. Ashurbanipal was the largest king of the Assyrian. He was a brave warrior and also a poet. He founded a royal library at Nineveh. Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, he was also a ruler. After Assyrian, another Semitic tribe of Chaldeans re-established Babylonia. Nebuchadnezzar was the greatest king among them. He created hanging gardens, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. We studied, no? Hanging gardens. Finally, about 2500 years ago, Emperor Cyrus conquered the city of Babylonia, which resulted in the downfall of Mesopotamia. Okay. And if we study the contributions of a Mesopotamian civilization, means Mesopotamians were the first to adopt the code of laws in the world. That is the code. What is that code? An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. This is the code. They only first to adopt that code of law in the world. Hammurabi was the first ruler of enforce the code of laws, and he had prohibited abuse of slaves in his code of law. Mesopotamians had established a trade relationship with the Harappa and Egyptian civilizations. Each city had a guardian deity, as in Egypt, high-raised temples named Ziggurat. Ziggurat were built here. Uniform script was used by these people. Gilgamesh is a great epic poem of Mesopotamians. It is very important. Gilgamesh, great epic of poem of Mesopotamians. Okay. They will ask the questions like which were the river banks of which Mesopotamia was flourished, and which were the tribes that ruled Mesopotamia. Okay, these are all very important. And short notes of Hammurabi also they will ask. And what is Ziggurat, hanging garden of Babylonia, epic of Mesopotamia. You have to remember these all points. Next we are going to study Chinese civilization. The country that lies to the east of India in China, the yellow complexioned Mongolian tribes are the ancestors of these people. Yangtze and Huanghe means yellow rivers are the prominent rivers of this region. So they are called as the cradle of Chinese civilization. Initially they ruled from the villages. Gradually they developed foreign trade by growing paddy and silk. Political history of Chinese civilization. The first ruling family was the Shang dynasty. Shang dynasty was the first family of Chinese civilization. Okay. It was in the period between the 18th and 18th century BCE and 12th century BCE. The prosperity of Shang people developed on agriculture. The Chinese had mastered the craft of producing bronze and porcelain dishes. The Shang dynasty was replaced by Shou dynasty, which ruled for a longer time. Okay. Huang was the famous king of Zhou dynasty, and the well-known philosophers Confucius and Lao Tse. They lived in this period only. Okay. Qin dynasty came to power after Zhou dynasty. The name China is derived from the Qin dynasty. And Shivamti, he was a famous king of Qin dynasty. He unified China and brought it under an uniform law. He is called as the first emperor of China. Who? Shivamti. Okay. He built a 1,500-mile long Great Wall of China. Great Wall of China. Did you heard about this? No? Yes. To protect China from the onslaught of enemies, China was ruled by Han dynasty after Qin dynasty. This period is considered as the golden age of China. Next, if we study about Wu Ti, he was also a famous king of Han dynasty who established a vast empire. Foreign trade gained importance under his rule. There was a great demand for silk in Rome. As a result, the trade route between China and Rome became famous as the Silk Route. Buddhism entered China during this period only. Art and architecture, art and literature received a great patronage during the rule of Han dynasty. Hence, this period is known as the Golden Age in the Chinese history. During the rule of Shan dynasty, Sung dynasty, which came to power after Han dynasty, wood printing press and production of porcelain dishes started. The Mongolians ended the rule of Sung dynasty by conquering the Peking. The capital of Sung dynasty means today's Beijing. It was a capital of China. Okay. The contributions of Chinese civilization will study. The contributions of the Chinese to the ancient world was remarkable. They introduced tea and silk to the world. In addition to this, the inventions like paper made of bamboo, explosives, painting brush, porcelain and mariner's compass. Mariner's compass means they will use in a ship. Mariner's compass goes to the credit of Chinese only. They used pictographic, underline it, pictographic script to write. They used to write on bamboo slips vertically from the top to bottom. They will use in the bamboo slips. Okay, you can see in the textbook also. Lao Tse and Confucius enriched the field of philosophy. Lao Tse thought simple living, sacrifice and harmonious relationship with nature. Confucius re-established the last moral and social values in the society. So now we studied the Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian and Chinese civilization. You have to check the question answers are in the textbook only. Read one time the textbook. Next we will study the Greek civilization and Roman civilization and Harappan civilization in part 2. Okay.